Welcome to all the CBAP aspirants. I am Nitika, Program Manager of all Project Management Programs at Multisoft. Today, I will be talking in length about CBAP, the Certified Business Analysis Professional Certification. It is going to be a very valuable session for all the business analysts out there who have been contemplating about this certification for a while, since this session will put to rest all your queries and concerns about CBAP certification. I will be discussing in detail about the value of this certification, the prerequisites to sit in the exam, and the exam pattern. You will also get to see the course outline and the details of the 6 knowledge areas that are the focal point of CBAP learning. You will also have a sneak preview of one of the topics of business analysis so as to familiarize you with the study material and also how Multisoft delivers online training for CBAP exam preparation workshop. Let's start with what is CBAP and how this designation can boost your career prospects. CBAP stands for Certified Business Analysis Professional, and it is awarded by the International Institute of Business Analysis, that is IIBA. IIBA is the premium business analysis body. It awards CBAP to professionals who have over 7,500 hours of business analysis experience and who have demonstrated their breadth of knowledge on business analysis and BABOK, that is Business Analysis Body of Knowledge, and then finally clear the CBAP written exam. Moving on to the importance of CBAP. So CBAP certified professionals are considered as the elite or privileged section of the business analysis because CBAP designation is recognized globally in the business analysis community and it opens a wide array of opportunities for a business analyst. It demonstrates that you have the understanding of the business analysis standards which will result in effective execution of tasks in your workplace. CBAP also gets you the recognition at your workplace and distinguishes you from other business analysts who are not CBAP certified. This certificate might also give you a promotion or may result in increased income or salary hikes. It is estimated that business analysts who are CBAP earn 10% more compared to business analysts who are not CBAP. Let's move on to the introduction to IIBA. IIBA, or the International Institute of Business Analysis, is a non-profit organization and it was formed in October 2003 with the sole aim of supporting and promoting the discipline of business analysis. IIBA offers 2 formal certifications for business analysis professionals. One is the Certification of Competency in Business Analysis, that is CCBA, and the second one is Certified Business Analysis Professional, that is CBAP. IIBA also provides BABOK, the Guide to the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. BABOK is a collection of knowledge within the business analysis profession reflecting the current generally accepted practices. Now I'll explain you the association between IIBA and Multisoft. IIBA is a globally recognized body and the number of members of IIBA has been increasing at a brisk pace. The current IIBA members count is 27,000 with 109 chapters in 9 continents. And Multisoft is the IIBA endorsed education provider, which means that all the training and course material for CBAP and CCBA has been endorsed and authorized by IIBA. It's also important to know that the training is imparted by an IIBA member who is CBAP certified. Let's understand what is BABOK. That is Business Analysis Body of Knowledge, which is considered as the Bible of business analysis. BABOK provides a framework which describes the various knowledge areas along with the associated activities and tasks and techniques required. It standardizes the generally accepted business analysis practices. The first draft version of BABOK was published by IIBA as version 1.4 in October 2005. Then the first formal release of BABOK was a version 1.6 in June 2006, and then the version 2.0 was released on 31st of March 2009. It's time that we understand the 6 knowledge areas that have been described by BABOK. There are basically 6 knowledge areas. The first one is the business analysis, planning and monitoring. This knowledge area describes how business analysts plan the tasks and activities of business analysis. The enterprise analysis knowledge area describes how business analysts describe a business case for an identified business need. The next knowledge area, that is requirement analysis, describes how business analysts work with the whole project team towards defining a solution that should meet the agreed requirements. Then comes requirements management and communication. This is about how business analysts ensure that the project team and the stakeholders stay in agreement on project scope. Then it's solution assessment and validation. This knowledge area describes how business analysts assess the proposed solutions to help the stakeholders select the solution which best fits their requirements. And the last one is elicitation. This describes how the business analysts work with the stakeholders to help them understand their requirements within the scope of the project. Moving on to the relationship between the knowledge areas. The diagram on the screen depicts that the various knowledge areas are interlinked to each other. Business analysts are likely to perform tasks from all knowledge areas in rapid succession or iteratively or even simultaneously. Tasks may be performed in any order as long as the required inputs are available. Knowledge areas in no way represent phases in a project. As you can see in this diagram, it is certainly possible and permissible to proceed from performing enterprise analysis activities to requirement analysis activities to solution assessment and then to validation activities, and then treat each as a distinct phase in a project. However, the BABOK guide does not require that you do so, and it is not to be considered as a methodology for the performance of business analysis. Now we'll talk about the CBAP exam, the eligibility, the fee structure, and the pattern of the exam. CBAP is a computer-based exam and it comprises of 150 multiple choice questions. The allotted time to complete the examination is 3.5 hours. And the examination is offered all around the world at various IIBA approved testing centers. The CBAP examination is based on the business analysis body of knowledge, that's BABOK, and it tests whether you have sufficient depth and breadth of knowledge on the subject of business analysis. You'll have many questions on the exam which test your knowledge on the input, output, and techniques associated with the various tasks of business analysis. Let's understand the exam fee. To start the process, there is a non-refundable application fee of $125. Once the application for CBAP has been accepted by IIBA, the applicant needs to pay $325 as exam fee if he is an IIBA member. And if he is not an IIBA member, then he needs to pay $450. The IIBA Global Membership fee is between $55 and $125 depending upon the country you belong to. This slide also talks about the fees involved if an applicant needs to cancel his exam, rewrite his exam, or rescore his exam. Let's understand what are the prerequisites for CBAP exam. To qualify for CBAP, an applicant must demonstrate extensive experience of 7,500 hours of BA work experience aligned with BABOK guide in the last 10 years. Then the minimum experience of 900 hours in 4 of the 6 knowledge areas is required. Moreover, 21 hours of professional development is required, which will be provided to you by Multisoft as it is an IIBA endorsed education provider. You also need 2 references. These could come from a career manager, a client, or a qualified CBAP professional. Moreover, the applicant needs to sign on the IIBA Code of Conduct form. Now let me walk you through the topics which will be a part of Multisoft CBAP course. The course starts with elaborate information about CBAP certification. Then there will be introduction to the field of business analysis, that will be followed by discussion on the input, output, tools and techniques associated with the various knowledge areas. These include enterprise analysis, business analysis planning and monitoring, elicitation, requirement analysis, requirement management and communication, and solution assessment and validation. There will be case studies and exercises for each of the knowledge areas so that you can learn to harness the practical knowledge besides the theoretical knowledge on the various knowledge areas. And lastly, you will be provided with the tips and the mock test to be well prepared for the CBAP exam. Now the following slides are a sneak preview of one of the course topics, that is, what is business analysis and what are the competencies required to be a successful business analyst. Business analysis involves identification of business needs and recommending the solutions for solving various business problems. Business analysis includes system development component, which is the system's development life cycle. Other facets of business analysis include process improvement, change management, and strategy development. Now let's take a look at the definition of business analysis as per the BABOK. Business analysis is a set of tasks and techniques used to work as a liaison among stakeholders in order to understand the structure, policies, and operations of an organization and to recommend solutions that enable the organization to achieve its goals. We'll now understand what are the competencies needed for business analysis. There are quite a few competencies or the knowledge, skills, abilities, and other personal characteristics that are required to be successful and perform effectively in a business analyst role. And these are analytical thinking and problem solving, behavioral characteristics, business knowledge, communication skills, interaction skills, and software applications. In the next few slides, we will talk about these competencies in detail. The first competency is analytical thinking and problem solving. This involves creative thinking, that is, the ability to think out of the box. The other one is decision making or having the knack to come up with the right conclusion or decision. Learning comprises of the ability to assimilate knowledge and put it to use. Problem solving is the ability to solve complex problems. And lastly, the systems thinking, which is how people, processes, and technology in an organization can interact with each other. The next competency is behavioral characteristics. This has three categories, which are ethics, personal organization, and trustworthiness. Ethics means to ensure moral behavior in order to earn the trust and respect of the stakeholders. Personal organization involves effective management of tasks and information. And trustworthiness is to demonstrate to stakeholders that they deserve the stakeholders' confidence and are concerned with the stakeholders' best interests. Moving on, the next competency is business knowledge, which further includes four categories. The first one is business principles and practices. This represents the characteristics that are common to all organizations with a similar purpose and structure. The second type is industry knowledge, which means the understanding of the competitive forces that shape an industry. Then comes organization knowledge, that is the understanding of the business architecture of the organization that is being analyzed. And lastly, it is solution knowledge, which involves familiarity with the workings of the solution to be able to more easily identify and recommend changes that can be implemented easily. The next competency is communication skills. This has three categories: oral, teaching, and written communication skills. Oral communication involves verbal expression of ideas, information, and other matters. Teaching requires the understanding to effectively facilitate the learning experience, and written communication is the ability to write effectively for various contexts and audiences. Building on to the skill of communication competency is the next one, which is interaction skills. These skills are of three types. The first one is facilitation and negotiation skills, which involves moderating discussions in a group to enable all participants to effectively articulate their views and to further ensure that the participants in the discussion are able to recognize and appreciate the differing viewpoints that are articulated. Next is the skill of leadership and influencing, which involves motivating the team to act in ways that enable them to work together to achieve shared goals and objectives. And teamwork involves working as part of the team with other key stakeholders. The last competency is software application, which is of two types. General purpose application is the first one, which includes word processing, spreadsheets, and presentation software. that is, the primary ways in which the information is distributed in most organizations. The second type is specialized application, which involves the use of diagramming and modeling tools to support the rapid drawing and documentation of a model. Now I'll talk in length about what you should expect from a Multisoft online training and how is it delivered. When you register with us for CBAP training, we will connect with you as per the pre-decided time and impart training for 24 hours in all. The training happens over Multisoft WebEx. It is a secure web conferencing tool from Cisco that allows a real-time learning experience with two-way interaction between the student and the trainer through webcam and voice chat. It is as good as a classroom since the whiteboard allows the trainer to transfer knowledge as it is done in a classroom. The share option lets the experts share files, videos, applications, and even desktops. Multisoft is the endorsed education provider, hence all the content and training material provided is endorsed and authorized by IIBA, and the training is imparted by an IIBA certified trainer. At the end of this training, you will earn 21 PDUs, that is Professional Development Units, which is the prerequisite to sit for the CBAP exam. As per IIBA, 1 PDU is earned for every 1 hour spent in a planned and structured learning experience, which is moderated by an instructor who leads the learner through the material. In addition to that, there must be a measurable learning objective, which is directly applicable to the role of the business analyst, and the student must have an opportunity to interact with the material and the instructor. Multisoft online training accomplishes all of these with its collaborative learning platform, and in turn you earn 21 PDUs. So when you register with us, we provide you 24/7 access to an online resource center, wherein apart from accessing other training material, you can also attempt 7 assessments that test your knowledge and skills related to the 6 knowledge areas. To increase your confidence to sit in the CBAP exam, we provide you 3 mock tests, which are full-length tests similar to the CBAP exam. Apart from these 2 valuable exam-oriented resources, you also get access to all related presentations, projects, and training videos. Now take a look at this sample of the online assessment, which you will have to test your knowledge on the various knowledge areas of CBAP. All the questions will have 4 options, out of which you will have to choose the correct one. At the end of the assessment, you will get the information on the correct answers and the reasoning for the correct answer based on the section or content in the BABOK. Now to summarize about Multisoft CBAP course, you will get 24 hours of training, which will suffice for the 21 PDUs, which is the prerequisite for the CBAP exam. The program provides you 24/7 access to an online resource center, wherein apart from accessing other training material, you can also attempt 7 assessments and 3 full-length mock tests similar to the CBAP exam. You will be well equipped with the structure and the knowledge of the BABOK after you finish this course. And lastly, we'll also help you go through how to fill the CBAP online application form and exam preparation tips for CBAP to be able to ace the exam in the first attempt. So this session was an attempt to give you in-depth detail about CBAP training and certification. To enroll with us for the training or to post a query, please write to us at info@multisoftvirtualacademy.com.